Hey guys, Ladylocks here, and I've got this really beautiful ABUS 83AL45, and I actually ordered this one on Amazon, and it was supposed to come with a 300 core and a key blank, but instead it came with an Evercore and no key blank. So I contacted Amazon and was directed to ABUS USA, and the woman at ABUS USA was kind enough just to send me out a new core for it. She's sending me out the 300 core and a key blank, which was very cool of her. And in the meantime, I still wanted to get it, pinned and be able to pick it. So I talked to Picksmith and found out how to open a zero-bitted lock, and that I also found out that the Evercore is actually what is used for the Everest. And so I just grabbed my key to my Everest that I have, and I pinned the lock to the same fitting. So now I can pick it, Very cool. So in the meantime, it's pinned up to this key, and as soon as I get the new core and everything, I will redo the whole lock, and I'll just found my own key. I don't need to take it to a locksmith or anything. Now that I know how to open a zero-bitted lock, I will do that myself. And I'll show you exactly what Picksmith showed me to do. And all you do is put a tensioner in the lock, and you take something that the back of a pick that's flat, you insert it into the lock, and you press up all the pins at once, and just basically gently test out the tension every little bit until all the pins reach the shear line and you can open it. And that's exactly what I did, and it worked. So I was very proud of myself, and I just went ahead and pinned it to this key so that, I would have a working lock, because, I mean, how could you not have a working, beautiful ABUS like this? I just couldn't wait. It's gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it, and I want to show some of the things in this lock that I had questions on the last time I picked an AL45. There were some things I wasn't sure about inside of that core, and a bunch of you guys were cool enough to answer my questions, and I'm going to go ahead and show all the things that I was wondering about last time, because they are in this core as well. So I'll go ahead and show that too. So all right, let's get this up in the vise and pick it. Okay, so I'm going to use top of keyway in probably 50 thousandths, and I'm actually using this Monstrum hook. I'm not really sure what the name of it is, but it's from Sparrows. It works pretty good for this one. Don't know why it works so good. It doesn't look like it should be able to pick this lock, especially with that bitting there, but we'll see. I've been able to get it a couple times with this one, so just going to use what works, right? If it works, just keep trying. Right. So I thought inside this was going to be pretty different from the 300 core, but it's really not. The only thing that's different is probably just the keyway, because the insides are, when I gutted it, was just like the 300 core that I gutted the other day. So I was very happy with that. I liked the little window. I found out what that was for. I'm going to show you guys all the different things that I found out from making that last video. A lot of people commented to tell me what everything was that I was questioning about that lock. So now I know a bunch of stuff about it. Can't wait to show you guys all the stuff I learned from you, actually, from some of you guys. Okay, so here we have the open. Wasn't too bad, but it is pretty hard with this bitting. It's a little bit crazy. But let me get out some tools here. Let's get this open. I'm actually wondering if some of those chest pins, the Lock Noob chest pins, would work in here, because I think that would be really cool to put in here, just to have something fun to pick. So wondering if that would work. All right, so I do have a key, so I'm going to go ahead and close the core to get the clamp off. And I'm going to use the gut wrench, which I found out that was the name. I thought it was, but I didn't want to say that and be wrong in my last video when I used it. So now I know, from one of you guys told me. So got that. back piece comes off. And of course I have to press this button and push this a little bit of the way. This is just a rotation limiter pin. G Keyman told me that's what that is. So thank you, G Keyman. I'm just going to push it a tiny bit to get this pin underneath there. Okay, just a little ways to get it started. And I don't need a shim with this one as long as I don't get that little piece underneath the drivers. So I just got to be careful to keep it slightly rotated, not a lot, so that the drivers don't fall down that little spot there. Okay, so let's see what's in here. Move these down all the way. Okay, so I've also found out that this little piece here, somebody put some tape over it as well. Whoever sent it to me put some tape over it. But this little piece here, I can remove it to place a different pin in the 6th pin, or take it off if there's no pin in there or whatever, I guess. But you just put it there to hold the 6th pin in, and you can also change out the 6th pin as well through that little spot there. And let's see, pin 1 is just one of those little, kind of a standard driver with the serration at the top and bottom there. Kind of looks like a barrel spool, but it's definitely not one. And I've got all spool pins in here. Oops. Just want to get one of the springs out. I'll show you guys the springs too. They're all the same, so I'm just going to pop one of them out. But here you have the pins. All spool pins. Like I said, this very first driver is just one of the ones with like a serration at the top and bottom. It does look like a barrel spool, but it definitely is not shaped like one. Then you've got the serrated key pins in 1, 3, and 6. Standard 1 and 5. And this looks like it has a bit of a... Oh goodness, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like maybe just a serration at the top on this one. Yeah, maybe just little... Oh no, it looks like maybe a smaller diameter at the top of these. Maybe. I have a hard time seeing them, but once the video's up, we'll be able to tell. So there you have it. And I wanted to show you guys also, I'm going to pop these all back in and show you. Alright. A couple other things about this lock. And always remember when you're putting back your drivers to put them in the right direction. When you take them out, you want to make note of the direction that you're taking them out in, because sometimes one of the ends of the drivers are going to be more slender than the other, like a smaller diameter. And that's usually the end that's going to stick up towards, that's going to aim towards the key pin. And you want to make sure that you put them back that way. And when all else fails, always just use the smallest diameter toward the key pin. All right. And these are just spools, and they have the same top and bottom, so I'm not worrying about which direction they go. I'm getting stuck on a spring there. Oops. Okay. Yeah, should put the key pins back in. This is my worst thing, is putting key pins back in. I usually get them all over the place. Okay. Holy cow. How did I get them all in there so quickly? That never happens to me. Alright, so to put this back in, make sure you're putting it in the front, the way you took it out. And I'm going to make sure that this little gap here is not directly under the driver, so they'll fly right in there. And I've also got to push this button in to get it started going in the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to put it in, no, I'll put it in this way. Just slightly turned. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you guys this little window here is actually, if you press this back in and turn the key the other way, you can actually access all the key pins and change them out. So you could change your key, the bitting of your key. You could change the key, change out all the key pins without having to remove or mess with, pulling the core, anything like that. You just kind of turn it back and access everything right here, all 6. And say if you just had 5, you can actually put in the 6th one and then use this little window up here to take this little part out and put the 6th driver and spring in and then put this back on. So it's pretty cool. This is a pretty neat little lock. You can repin it, do all that fun stuff. So that's going to be it for this. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here. There we go. All right, clamp is on. Just going to test it. Just leaving my finger on the front of the thing, the face of the, and pulling gently till I realize it's not going to come off. So, that worked. Now I'm going to place this back into the lock and close this shackle and test it. Okay, know that it works. Now I'll put my screw back in. Get it all back together. All right. Yeah, so that is it. That's all you got to do with it. But yeah, this is a great little lock. I really love this. I can't wait to get the other core, see how different it is picking with a different keyway and stuff, and be able to return my Everest key back to my Everest, of course. But it was cool to be able to use it for this, at least, so that I could get a working key for it. And it's just such a beautiful lock. I'd really love to get the emerald green, I think, next. So I'm going to have to hunt one down. But there you have it. That is the ABUS 83 AL45. And that's a titanium as well. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to get. I was really proud of myself for... that was the first time I had opened a lock that was 0 bitted, so that was kind of fun. So thank you for the help on that, Picksmith, because couldn't have done it without you. And yeah, that's it, guys. All right, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.